Welcome to this rapid-fire explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the massive Samsara Global Scoping Review. This is basically an exhaustive data map charting COVID-19 vaccine complications. No fluff, just the raw data, so let's get right into it. To give you a sense of the sheer scale we're dealing with here, it's absolutely staggering. This review synthesized an incredible 455 studies, encompassing over 2.5 million participants. We're not talking about a handful of isolated anecdotes. This is a massive population-level evidence map. Section 1, the rare realities, unpacking the adverse events. Now, the data absolutely doesn't shy away from the hard facts. There are documented occurrences of serious neurological and cardiovascular complications. We're talking about conditions like vaccine-induced immune thrombotic thrombocytopenia, or VITT, along with transverse myelitis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, and myocarditis. But here's what's really fascinating. These risks aren't just random, they're actually highly specific to the vaccine platform itself. So mRNA vaccines, for instance, are tied specifically to rare cases of myocarditis, particularly in young males after their second dose. Adenoviral vectors, on the other hand, are the ones directly linked to VITT. It's a very targeted risk profile. Let's get even more specific, because the literature provides some incredible details here. For instance, in cases of VITT, 65.8% involved cerebral venous sinus thrombosis. And for myocarditis, a full 76% of cases showed persistent MRI abnormalities, things like late gadolinium enhancement, which points to heart scarring or tissue damage, even 3 to 6 months later. It really highlights why targeted clinical vigilance is absolutely crucial, even way after the initial symptoms resolve. Section 2, risk versus reward, weighing complications against protection. When you look at the numbers, the contrast is stark. You've got this exceptionally rare risk, around 4.96 to 7.64 myocarditis cases per million doses, weighed against a literal game changer, a 90.7 to 97.7% reduction in COVID-19 related mortality. The sheer scale of the benefit is massive when you place it right next to the frequency of the risk. So all this objective data from millions of patients points to one undeniable conclusion. The risk of severe COVID-19 complications generally exceeds the risk of vaccine-related harm. The dangers of an actual COVID-19 infection, which includes severe cardiovascular and neurological damage, are far, far higher than the risks associated with the vaccine. But here's the crucial cliffhanger, and honestly why this matters so much to you. This risk versus reward balance isn't static, it shifts dramatically based on your exact age, whether you're pregnant, your specific chronic diseases, or your immune status. The risk profile for a young male looks completely different from, say, an elderly transplant recipient. So what does the data say about your specific profile? To find the exact data-backed evidence that applies to you or your patients, you really need to dig into those specifics. I highly encourage you to check out the full Samsara Scoping Review right now. It's an incredible resource that breaks down all these unique demographic clusters. Because when the data is this personalized, can you really afford not to know your actual risk?